Was used all the time because
So
indoor bowling in the winter time. This was the bowling room.
This was the bowling room.
Big fireplace up there with a bucket of coal beside it. And this was the main meeting place of the Kirkmichael. Across where the kitchen is was the youth group.
The youth group, so teenagers or...
Oh, everybody went to the youth group.
Oh, everybody.
Starting from the left school up until whatever. And upstairs at the same time would maybe be, during the week would be badminton.
Oh, very good.
2 nights. Oh, the hall was used a lot then.
Good.
And then there was a drama group.
Yeah, there was there's a photograph there somewhere. You were involved in the drama group. The both of you, weren't you? Tell us about that then.
Oh, it was great fun.
All right, well.
It was great fun.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
It was.
What was your favourite show that you did?
It was always
It's a
three
plays.
one-act
It was
plays.
plays, right, it's one-act
Three
plays.
one-act plays.
But
And
it
the
was
hall
on
was packed.
packed. There were 2 nights of it, and the halls were packed. They were sitting in the window ledges at the back and all over. It was tremendous. It would start off with when the schoolmaster started, I think, to begin with. And then Willie Rams had a lot to do with it.
So who was the schoolmaster at the time?
With different schoolmasters. I think it would be
Charlie White.
Charlie White started it.
I think so.
Very good. And that was the people in the village in it then, I take it?
It was all.
It
We're
was,
all for the village.
it was great fun.
It was.
And are there any photographs anywhere with people dressed up in costumes? And
I have got one
There's
photograph.
one photo we have, I don't know whether it's, did I put it on the table there?
There was, I'm in it, and I've got a baby in my arms.
That's the one we've got.
And is that the one we've got?
Yes, that was good fun. What was the name of that play then, or do you know?
Gosh.
The baby.
it might come back to you. Do any of the other ladies
There
here?
was one time we did a play, it was about the mines, and the audience said, don't do one like that again.
Oh,
Because it was so
depressing.
It was
I love football in my life, I'm still playing it yet, but my only recollection, there was the Kirkmichael boys, the school, Jimmy, here and Guy Alec just was buried. I thought that Alec Johnson. We were playing down at Cross Hill when I was only 6-year-old, and Alec couldn't make the football, and I got drafted in to play with the bigger boys as they were then.
Right.
To play down, and I always remember getting down to Cross Hill, and I missed one of the biggest chances that I can still remember to this day. I was about this distance out of the line, and I kicked over the bar. But the schoolmaster after the game said, "You had a great game, wee man. Stick in the football. You could be a football player."
Right.
So I was marking the He was wrong. He was well wrong. He was all wrong.
He was John's brother.
Start off with our one of our long established ladies in the village, and that's Betty, because Betty was married in this month. So I'm going to, if you could tell us a wee bit, Betty, about when that was and so on.
When I got married in here.
Yes.
I was married in here in 1961. The reason being, we weren't having a big flashy wedding,
Yes.
and then of course again we didn't have a lot of money. So one day we were discussing it down in Park Road with the minister, and he said, "Betty, why don't you just get married in the manse?" So that was how we came to be married in the manse.
And that minister was?
The Rev G. Johnson.
Yes, I've heard of him before. I'm not
Don't
too
know
sure.
many people have me heard of him.
I think he's an interesting character.
I'm Matt Drummond. I live at Farnmoyam Farm, which is just a couple of miles out of the village. I was brought up at Cassington, and we farm those two farms with Glastron. Our family's been in the parish for at least 400 years, and we're almost not incomers now. So I was brought up here. I went to school here, went to the pub here, I spent youth.
So you've got a long history with this. Now, I think that's the best we've ever had at 400 years of connection with the village. So your family's always been on farming then, have they?
Yeah.
We came to the village originally for that reason, because the houses were cheaper, and also because my mother and father at that time had the Kirkmichael Arms. So we used to come at the weekends, and they were building the houses in Portcheap Terrace, and we went up one weekend, didn't
I
we?
was clambered in
Clambered in
a
a
window in a house that was kind
Oh, I
of
see.
partially completed. And thought, this is pretty good. This is better than you get in here for the sake of the money. So that's how we
I was
ended.
working in digital up at Moss Hill, and they had a great sports and social club, and one of them was the football club, and they used to come out to the village to play football, and all the wives and families came out as well. And what I remember that drew me to the village, the kids were playing on the swings, and there was one wee girl that gave her swing to our group of kids, and she had very short hair and brown sandals on, and I said, "What's your name?" And she says, "Monica." And I just thought, to let these strange kids come in and give her swing.
Is that Monica Sturgeon, do you think? Very good.
And it was just a nice place, so we moved in, and we've been in the same house ever since, 47.
One of the happiest, if not the happiest time in my life was running the Sunday school. I think the highlight of all the activities we did, it was Noah's Ark. I commandeered Mary, my son and daughter, up into the loft, and using sheets of cardboard, some were solid cardboard, others were corrugated, so you could roll them. And we made over there, those pews here, that was going to be the boat, right? And we made two pieces of a port and starboard bow, which is the shape, and it slotted in to where the pews are there. So they were self-supporting. And it also had a stem head that went in, and pins went through it, all done in cardboard. And the kids, we even had the big two-handed saw, which was made of cardboard. And all the wooden parts was, I bought some, how fashion changes, you could get your own Naughty Pine wallpaper.
Yeah, all right.
And it was very, very authentic, it really looked a thing. So all the wooden parts, that was all pasted up in the loft and dried out, so it actually looked like wood. And so we even had logs made out of that as well, and the kids, it was just fantastic.
Can you remember some of the people that you worked with? I remember,
Yes, some of them. My memory is really bad with names, always has been. I'll start with my wife.
Yeah.
There was Jackie Ridge,
Oh yes, that's right. Did she?
who her and her husband run the big house at that time.
House, yes.
There was Sheila Moyer,
Yes.
who's excellent. There was Jane Ravenscroft,
Oh yes.
and then there was another lady from Cross Hill. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. And then there was Maya Brown,
Oh yes,
and she kept the books right. And we had, and Gerald could give me facts on this, I think I'm right in saying on the roll we had about 40 or 42, am I correct? And I would say in the average Sunday, the attendance was in the high 30s. So I think it's fair we must have done something.
When I was young, it was a gala week. So there would be a big bowling tournament on, there would be a car treasure hunt, there was various activities on, and the Saturday, the main day was the gala day, and it was, just everybody was in the park. There would be an old-fashioned car that would take you around the village, and the Queen and that would wave to everybody. It was.
Probably had the pipe band too, wasn't it?
Yeah, the pipe band, and then.
A horse and cart, was it not one?
No, there was a horse.
and thing.
I think the year I did it, there was a horse and cart.
Pictures somewhere.
And
You
then
knew that as well, Laura, then?
No, I was never ever part of.
Oh, right, you weren't there at
Yeah, I
that
would
time.
always remember dressing up and going in the back of the
they
floats.
used to have floats,
Uh-huh.
and you would dress up and they'd be the best dressed.
Uh-huh.
And then it stopped about for a good 10
Yes, there was
years.
a period of time there.
Yeah, and then
you
Matt, myself, and Alexis
Uh-huh.
restarted it, and
Yes.
it's still going
Yes, now. Uh-huh.
strong now. It's, in fact, I think it's got maybe a bit out of control. The size of it now. It's quite a big day.
And did you enjoy your bit in the gala? when
Yeah, it was
you
good.
What was your title?
Gala King.
King. What did you have to do for that?
Did you have to dress up, no?
Yeah.
Did you have a robe and a crown?
That was his first suit.
What age were you? Primary?
Primary 7. Primary 7. Should be 11, yeah.
So do you guys remember this as well?
Yeah.
You do? What's your favourite bit about the gala?
I like there's none like different bouncy castles and stuff, obstacle courses and stuff.
What about yourself?
Looking at another wee shop, like
Oh, well, there's lots of little stalls. Good ice cream and strawberries. I remember them good strawberries.
So when you were younger, do you remember the galas as well?
I think the gala, I do remember it. There used to be a dance in here as well.
Yeah.
In those days, there was a gala dance, but I think it stopped quite. When I would only be about 20, so maybe for about 5 years it ran. At that kind of age, obviously, at their age, it was better for. I don't think there was the shows and things like that.
No, it was their big. It was your fish, that's where I got
It was
my first.
old-fashioned kind of.
Yeah, that's where I got my first fish.
And I think nowadays it's obviously it goes on till like midnight now,
Yes.
and they have the entertainment in the park, and it's quite nice when you see all the locals come together and
Yes.
the kids are all running about and playing.
We have a food village at it. So various companies come in with food, and it's a nice day. It's a relaxed day because the kids can just run about the park and.
The kids were up on the stage dancing
and they were singing
like,
karaoke.
and you, like big groups of them.
Do you find a lot of people from out with the village?
Yeah, that now they do, yes. Doesn't that right?
What's the Brandon? The best we day out in Ayrshire?
We all played football up there. George Robinson was the main man. He was a good teacher.
Was he teacher something? He was the head teacher in there, George Jones. And see, in the winter time, his wife Phoebe had hot chocolate or something like that in the winter. And the school was fine. She down there, she made the stuff for the playtime. That was in the winter time. But it didn't make it else because we used to get across the road.
Post office was in Straighton Road,
Yeah.
just past Maguire's shop.
Next door to
Two Miss Johnsons ran it, I doubt that. That's where I saved up for my engagement ring.
Wait, the savings book, was it?
I saved the stamps.
Really?
Fine,
was
Bullock.
this room set up for your wedding?
Was it in this room then?
Yes.
It was in this room.
Well, there was a big couch sat there that took up quite a space. But to be perfectly honest with you, when you're getting married, you're not taking many surroundings. But you had a desk in this corner, and that was where you signed the register. And the best man and bridesmaid sat on the big couch there while the proceedings were going on.
So that was a good day then, was had by all.
It was a good day was had.
What was your husband's name again? I've forgotten.
Hubert.
Hubert. Back to the pub, as we say, which has been an institution here for such a long time, and we have Kathleen's mother ran the pub. If you could tell us a wee bit about that, Kathleen.
Well, and in those days, the creamery was still here. So, although my mum wanted to get out of catering, fed up doing that, but the boys used to come down at lunchtime, and she would give them soup and, a pie, heated pie or something like that. And they had a good, it was a good friendly pub. that people used to come in, sit with the fire, and in those days the farmers used to come in a lot, and of course could drink and drive in those days.
Yes.
So there would be a number would come in about 5 o'clock when they were coming home from their work, you know, for a wee dram before they went home for their dinner. So yeah, it was a good, very busy pub at the weekends. Saturday night was standing room only, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was with no food, you know. It was just,
So the room has changed a lot. John, tell us a wee bit about the changes, and I mean this has been extended here.
Yeah,
the bar was very small, wasn't it?
The bar was tiny, but what I remember was it was probably 10 or 12 farmers who were in a kind of loose gathering, and they would have 5 or 6 halves up at the McClure at 5 o'clock, and then 5 or 6 halves down here. That was basically how you filled in the time from 5 till 7 if you were a farmer, it seemed in those days. Well, the gentleman farmers seemed to do that anyway. And I think, George, you'll maybe remember this, there was a story that one of the first breathalyzed people was outside or close to the McClure. I can't forget the guy's name, but allegedly he was one of the very first to get done on the breathalyzer.
Really?
It must have been about, I don't know, 1977.
I don't know when this is. Robert, you're the longest serving here today, but at the flats right.
Well, the elders, I think, over the years can't be praised enough for what they've done for the area and the church fetes and the band dances and all the fundraising things, really, ably supported by Gerald here. They've always worked as a very, very good team, and there's lots of fun and lots of enjoyment, especially the church fete and the dances and the ploughman lunches and all the elders' wives. I think they possibly get the heavy end of it sometimes. They got all the work to do.
That was the point I wanted you to make.
But there's lots of good fun, and the teamwork always went very well. And all the old guys that are maybe not here today shouldn't be forgotten.
There wasn't any buses, obviously, so we always used to all walk home. Maybe be 6, 7, 8 years, but you'd get split up. If you got a girl. Anyway, never. We'd walk out the road, and there wasn't a lot of cars in the days.
No, you're right.
You could a car coming, some left. Anyway, I remember one night in particular, and it was a bright starry night. I was walking in just at the quarry, the King's Quarry. I could hear footsteps behind me in the road, and I'm saying, "Oh, here's some of the police coming." So remember, it was a stone dyke. So I just nipped out of the stone dyke, and I was sitting up. And it was your brother. There was a song going by, and I goes, "Oh!" And he was a very good runner. He was the fastest runner ever, that's all. And I'm shouting, "Back!" Just kept going, another song again.
The original bar.
It was tiny.
That being there, that was where the wall was. And in the middle of that, there was the fireplace.
That's right.
So you had that space between a fire, and if it was a raging fire, you were standing outside the door.
Because the pool table was in.
The pool table was through there.
That's right.
There was a wee passage through that way to get into it.
Because my mum and dad's living room, if you like, which was tiny, was through as part of where the dining room is there.
There was a wee chap, remember the chap?
Yes.
The wee hole
in the wall where the kids used to come and ask for to get sweeties.
I know. My mother would make them a cocktail, like Monica would come down, and they'd be trying to look through to see the boys playing pool and things. And she'd say, "Would you like a wee cocktail?" Mum used to come, and Mum would make them up like an orange juice and something, you know. I thought this was great because they were drinking a
cocktails. But on the Friday night in the village, everybody used to dress up. And when I first came here, on Friday nights up there would be couples coming in, all, working folk with their good clothes on. Colin and Ty came out to the pub for a drink with their wives.
Oh, you mean they had gone home and got dressed up?
Mostly the older villagers. Rather than get away into town, you just go into the pub up the road.
You're
So
totally...
down here we had Mrs. Rue, and up the top we had Mrs. Ray. So it was Mrs. Ray the top pub, Mrs. Ray the bottom pub.
I remember my mum getting dressed up on a Saturday night with Aunt Mary, and they put on the long, long tartan skirts on at night, or whatever on a Saturday night.
Just for the weekend.
Not just for the weekend.
Just to make an occasion of it.
Try and make people feel they were actually coming out.
That as a special occasion.
If you wanted to see the pictures in there, you had to wait and get the bus to Maybole, because the last bus left at 9:30 for Kirkmichael. But we get the 10 o'clock bus back, and we used to walk out from Maybole by the quarry, you and Mick, and as soon as we hit the darkness, you two took off.
Aye. But we come in, remember you used to walk across the field?
Aye.
Christ, you give me a walking on me. I went to the back here. Yeah, lunch in there. Aye.
When we come back into the village, at the bottom down there was always a highlight of the night, was Joke, Souder Joke, standing waiting as the Kip Beadle. And used to be lying on the pavement, and and we just had walked up
we felt with Joe, the Kip Beadle now. We used to do steal his strawberries when they was apples, those strawberries. He was lying in the grunt, the blood. Because we got antecedents. We were right, we come out. Who was it going to you? He was lying on the road. Somebody, wasn't it? We should stand around.
I'll break every bone in your body.
Oh Christ, aye.
So was he acting as a policeman, was he?
No. He's just very protective of his apples and pears.
Yes, Robert and I and Willie Lemond was very good at sourcing vegetables along with Robert, and I produced the plants, so that was a great eye-catcher for people coming along. And the whole thing was to raise funds for the church, and everybody just mucked in, and it was a great day out.
Yeah. Did he get turnips, did he?
Correct.
I have to ask a question. You all know what you're talking about in terms of vegetables, but being an outsider, what did you do with these vegetables? What was it about?
We sold them. We sold, yes, so we sold them to raise funds.
I had a stall,
yes.
and sold jams and plants and everything really.
Bric-a-brac and everything. And they had a big book stall as well that was very popular. Jim did the book stall.
The story about you and rugby and something to do with a tenner from that pub.
Well, that was a fantastic day. It was the last day that Scotland ever won the Five Nations, the year 2000. Well, Scotland's game was done, but we needed Wales to beat England. Lo and behold, Wales did the trick, so Scotland were the champions. Of course, having consumed several Lafroigs for the top shelf there, I thought I'll go up to the top pub because the boys will be watching the football, but I want to hear about the rugby. So I went in there, and the Rangers match was in the telly. And hey, we won the Six Nations. And I thought, blow me. The Six Nations were just terrible. No, nobody's interested. Says, I'll make sure they remember. So it was a dreich day, there was nobody about, so I thought, right, I'm going to run down to the bottom pub in the Scud just so that I'll remember this event. I thought, I'm going to have a pint at the bottom pub and I'm going to run back up. Somebody said, how are you going to carry the tenner? You've got no pockets and you're not allowed to carry it in your hand, so I had got quite good control of my buttocks. I wedged it at the top of my crack and I ran down the road all the time, making sure it was still there. And I came in here, it was Sandy, and I came walking in, and there was one other person in here. A lot of people say, oh, I was in the pub the day George came in the Scud. There was only one person in, it was Craig Blaine.
Really?
And I ordered a pint, everything the landlord, down in one, and got my change. which I had to hold because there was two of us back up the road, and nobody saw me.
Really?
Nobody saw me.
My goodness. Well, we know the story, we have heard the story. I'm glad
I
Ron
thought
was
it was
there.
only Ollie Anderson, George, that did that kind of thing.
Well, it was always my inspiration, of course.
So he had done this before, Ollie?
Well, I don't know if they did it in Kirkmichael.
No, it was Ayrshire from
did it, yeah.
Oh, right. So this was Kirkmichael's equivalent.
George was always the
So I went back into the pub and I said, right boys, you'll not forget the day we won the Five Nations.
There was 8 of a family at Rhona Farm, where my grandfather came in 1913. He was a butcher before that in Millington, at a butcher shop. And he moved down here in 1913.
With McCosh Hall for a start, and mixed use or whatever the kind of activities you maybe went to. I know it's changed a lot and progressed and all the rest, but
There was always a youth group downstairs, and of course there was carpet poles through where the shop now is. There was carpet poles in there, and then upstairs on Monday we had badminton. On Tuesday, we had ballroom dancing. On Wednesday, we had badminton. And as I say, Thursday was the youth group, and Friday was the dramatic club.
Wow. That's
this youth group, when that Betty's talking about, my mother and father used to go to this youth group when they were in their 20s. You know, it was the young couples and things like that. It wasn't 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds. It was a wee bit more like that when I was going there, but it didn't. It kind of was petering out by that time. In its heyday, it was actually 20-year-olds and things like that, weren't they? I mean, it was an outing for
younger
growing up.
And that, of course, the youth group for the younger ones was up in school. The schoolmaster took the youth group up there. And you had to be 16 before you could go join upstairs to all these other things.
So you think was it maybe where you met your partners and things like that, no?
Well, I didn't meet mine.
No, but you didn't. But this would be a chance to meet folk.
Can you remember, Betty, how often the dances? There were a lot of dances held in the hall. I mean, it wasn't every week, was it? Was it once a month or so? Because they used to have one in all the village halls. And people, I didn't, I was too young to be going to the dances, because once again, as Betty said, you had to be 16 to go to anything really, you know. And I can remember going to them when I was 16, and they were quite good events. But what I remember about the dancing was I was just there as a spectator at the beginning, you know. I thought it was amazing. I danced with my dad, you know. the girls who were out for a good night out would come in the door, up at the top of the stairs, in through the door, and then to cross the hall to go to the back of it to the changing rooms and the toilets. They were over behind the stage. The band was on the stage, you know, and they would go round the side of the stage to go through that door. But they came up and crossed the floor with their coats on, and they all had their rollers in. They had all their rollers in and a scarf over their head, and they walked. Because I used to sit there and think, imagine being seen like that, you know, in public. And they crossed the hall, didn't they, Betty?
I don't remember.
Do you not remember? Well, I remember that because I was astounded that they would actually be seen out in public looking like we were the rollers in. But they would go out through there and into the changing room and get their coats off, the rollers out, brush their hair, and then come out with what do you call the beehives?
Yes.
Things like that. I can remember some of them, but their hair would all be done up and have their curls, because you had to have curls, and but they had to keep the rollers in until the very last
Another
minute.
feature of we talked about this again with other groups was the Jokes, which was the cafe, because again we knew we needed places to go to, and Jokes was changed from a cottage. Did you went been to jokes quite a bit at that time.
Well, it was a blacksmith.
Ah, that's right, joke.
I don't know.
This famous
when
joke.
It would be a house.
Oh right, I was a storage place.
It was his
His
workshop.
workshop.
Yeah.
My dog seemed to be quite a character. I mean, I did see him, but he used to go.
Have you seen him? Have you read his song?
Yeah. He used
you
to.
obviously didn't go to the church.
It was the beadle in the church.
Yes, I heard that in regards to white gloves, isn't it?
But he used to go up to the butcher's shop, and the story was that he used to get like 3 pieces of sliced sausage a day. And he would go up and he would put down the money for the sliced sausage. Well, the amount of money he put down remained the same. I remember he went into hospital at one point, and I think my mum was in visiting somebody, so I'll go in along and see Joe. And she'd gone along, and he said to her, "You know what they did to me, missus? You know what they did? They gave me a bath," he said. They gave me a bath, and I wasn't needing it.
Didn't you already that year?
For the sake of the film, Jock used to clean chimneys and all sorts. So
yes, it was.
It was an occupation that he got a bit dirty in.
The first point when I was in my brother's house at the bridge, there was a wee bit of grass, it's still there, just between the bridge and the entrance. And I was cutting the grass one day and I thought, I've got a bit outside, I'll tidy that up. And Jock came by and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just tidying, I'm cutting the grass." "That's no your grass." He says, "No, I know, but I'm just tidying it up." "That's council grass." "Aye, I know, but you're doing something out of job." "They don't cut it, doesn't matter." You're doing something out of job. So I'll get a row for cutting the grass.
Back way and sneak in the field in the back way. There used to be a wee hole in the fence with this we get in. Anyway, this time I thought I'd be brave and I'd go in the front decks and I just walk in, I'm not serious, I'm not here, just keep me and my wee mate. But as I walked round the corner, he appeared out of nowhere and he caught me with a struck to the neck, "Right, you wee so and so." And quick as a flash I said, "Have you got a plunger, Joe? My mother's friend's black." And he held me for about 5 seconds, like my feet weren't even touched the ground, he just held me there. That was bloody quick thinking. What age were you then? I must have been about 10 or somewhere around that.
We used to have good nights. We used to put on a Christmas concert up there, and we had to practice for as long before it, and did wee sketches and that.
Did you put your thing on in here, or was it another hall?
It was upstairs, because it was usually parked. Upstairs was parked.
All the old folk in the village came and we got it for nothing. It was free.
Everything was free. The rural ladies put on the tea, and it was a set tea, and
Alright, there was no charge to attend.
Is there anybody else that you remember from your early days of moving into the village that were characters as well?
That was he appeared in the village and he would do anything for anybody, he helped everybody in the village. But he was a stranger to soap. I'm a gardener, so I had Rab help me for a while. And I told my son one morning, "Look, we're going to have to get a hand here, and I'm going to get Rab to help us." And he said, no, you can't get Rab, because 3 in a van. I said, "We'll have to get Rab." So, well, he's sitting in the middle, okay. So Rab appeared, and he was quite high. So Stuart, the first couple of days, window rolled right down, he'd out the window all the way. Anywhere we went. But he was such a good, it cost me more money in broken machinery, but he was a really hard worker, he was a great wee guy. And he was small, but he was powerful, and he didn't stand any nonsense for anybody.
He walked everywhere.
He walked everywhere, aye.
Yes.
And he was ambushed, he was kidnapped, kidnapped with gypsies.
When was this?
Just before he
I
died.
I never heard that.
Passed away. He was into John Street to see about work, social security. And when he came out, a man was waiting for him and said, "Do you fancy a bit of work?" And Rab said, "Yeah, that'll be good." So, right, jump in the van, we'll take you away somewhere. So they took him away somewhere, and he didn't do anything. "What do you want me to do?" "Oh, you're fine. I'll just run you home now." So they ran him home, so they found out where he lived. And then the next day he came and says, "Right, we've got a bigger job on now." So they kidnapped him they took him to Manchester.
What?
Which was, they took him to Manchester, which was where the gypsies kidnapped people. There were several people down there who had been kidnapped. Rav got speaking to a wee Indian guy and he said, don't ever try to run away, Scotsman, because they'll come and get you. And I think Rav said, well, they'll not get me. So he tried to run away, they caught him and they took him, shaved his head. And I think they had him tied up, but he managed to escape again. And he escaped, he ran over fields, he hitched a lift, he got as far as Garsang, I think, and then he got a lift up the road in a lorry. But that was it, and after that, he was terrified it would come and get him.
I knew he was, he was a wee character.
He was a fantastic guy, he organised charity dances,
Yes.
and he would turn up in his good suit. He did a whitewater rafting thing for raising money for charity, was it? He was a great wee fella.
Yeah.
But as I say, stranger to the soap. But
And a lot of the boys seem to have lived in the burn around here when they were younger as well, as we discovered. So maybe soap was near required.
I'm sure Matt Davey would be in the burn most days.
Yes, indeed.
I went to the village and said, sound of joke was bad, but the yew tree was in there. But we used to hide in that yew tree. In the middle of it. And then when the farmers came, we used to go and stick potatoes in the exhaust of the car. But eventually managed to start them up. The potatoes went away up the road about 40. And some nights, Jake Thompson would turn his car.
Oh, I remember that.
Didn't we tell you? We turned it round about and Jake would come out. We were all in the tree hiding.
Jake used to come down from a second farm, he'd come down there and he would turn round about and we'd face the car, heading back to work. So he'd get round about the car and we bounced it round about, faced it back up the hill, turned it round about. It's a wee bit bewildered when he came out of the scene, the car facing up silly.
I think I remember
the pub. When he came out the pub,
I think I heard you tell me before about the tree and hiding in the tree that's near the pub.
I always remember the old Finny McCosh, old Finny. Finley was his mother, Finny McCosh. He would come out in the afternoon and if we'd seen him, he was in the pub, myself and a couple of the younger boys, we would hide in it. And when he came out, we shouted, Finley. And he would look round about and couldn't see him, Finley. And he spent about 10 minutes going, you're in this side of the street, killing ourselves laughing. But because he was drunk now, he just couldn't find us and couldn't make out where we were shouting.
Gina Aston, who lives two houses away, she and I did the tombola for years. We did the tombola stall for years.
Was that legal?
No, don't mention it. No, it was great fun. Absolutely great fun.
It was kind of. And we were able to use the new man's lawn and so on, which was.
Oh yes,
And we were just praying for good weather, and Gerald usually worked.
There's a lovely situation that the man's really did the job perfectly, really.
Yes.
It was just a nice setting altogether.
I like to go fishing sometimes.
Oh, do you? Where do you fish?
Bolton.
Oh, Tarbolton, eh? Very good. Where is there a big loch out there?
And there's a fishery.
And do you fish in that river then out there? Because a lot of the guys in the 70s, 80s, I mean, they used to fish out there and catch
They've actually, Laura just signed these two up to join the Kirkmichael Angling Club. During the summer they'll probably be able to go down and you'll know better than me.
From Marclan Bridge to Cross Hill, but they fish on one side and then so far down they need to swap over.
Oh, really?
But it's Kirkmichael House, it's got that stretch.
Jimmy could skate. Like this, he could skate.
Alright.
I remember playing ice hockey in the loch in '63.
Oh,
the boat end of the loch. It must have been 6 weeks. The farmers all played Colin Hyslop and Watchfield at John Kennedy.
Right, so that's the loch in Kirkmichael House grounds. So that was frozen then and you could
for about 6 weeks. Because I remember we all went to play ice hockey at Blair Road.
Oh, yes.
We used to skate at the Ministers. next to the minister's house, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Next to the manse, and there was a bit along the direct roads, you know, a bit in there and all.
Raffle tickets, and there was a raffle tea, and the money that we made usually went to a charity, various local
I
charities.
remember the dances, there was always a whist drive before it. And it was after the whist was finished that the men had the nerve to go across and ask when the old ones were away after the tea.
They were scary things, whist drives. They were absolutely terrifying because you'd go and I never knew how to play whist really, apart from playing at home, and you'd get. Why did you put that down? Oh, I just played a card.
It was progressive whist when you went round the table.
Yes. They're very popular though. They all had a tea afterwards. It was a big fuss was made of the tea. Wasn't it? I was never at them though.
It was after that, the dance.
But they also had dances just for a dance.
Yes.
You mean?
Oh, yes.
That's the ones I'm thinking of. It wasn't
not the farmers' dances you're talking about.
No, not
Well, it was very special as well. The farmers were there. It was for everybody.
Right.
You had been dancing with a farmer if you were up for a night some real and the next morning. You were up to there.
You're brilliant.
And your feet were off the ground half the time as well.
So
that's the job.
It would be traditional Scottish stuff then, was it?
Sorry?
Was it traditional Scottish?
A mixture.
No.
Not always.
No.
Who played?
It was that waltzes, quick steps, foxtrots,
Real dancing.
That's it.
Betty might know the name of the band.
The favourite one was McCosh from Maple.
Because I used to say at my work, you know, we've got a guitar festival
International.
and I say it's an international, they come from all over America out in the at Kirkmichael. And I say, yes.
Martin Taylor.
Who was a great
Yeah.
guitarist.
Well, very well known.
I'm trying to think of some of the people who
He
were on it.
used to play with Stephen Grappelli.
But there was a guy called Tommy Emmanuel. He opened the Sydney Olympics. He was part of the opening ceremony of the Sydney Olympics, and he played it.
Kirkmichael. Those were famous.
Georgie Fame.
Uh-huh.
Without
the
blue
flames.
Really?
And Sasha Distil was supposed to come. Well, I think it was last year. But he was ill or something. Couldn't come, so.
No, the village was taken over by the festival. I actually had a couple of guys stayed. They were looking for somewhere accommodation, so they stayed for about a week. In fact, they stayed longer than I thought because the guy took ill.
Oh dear.
And
you weren't cooking.
I cooked nothing.
Les Hannah did a lot of organisation.
Yes, he's
Guitar Festival.
Yeah. We're fortunate enough that we've got a lot of the stuff that Les Hannah, because we're very meticulous in record keeping about the organisation of the Guitar Festival. We have it in our archives. Say all the details and the meticulous what costings and all the planning out of the venue and everything like that. Amazing.
I think it was good because it was different types of guitar music.
Yes, it was.
And it was in different venues, like the church had, some there, and the hall, and obviously the playing fields.
Yeah.
So it was varied. So there was something to suit everybody really, which was good.
And then you could go to the pub. Well, there was a bar there, of course, but it was a big thing. And as the international people would say, if they knew nothing about Kirkmichael, they would say, "Oh, that's the place that had the guitar festival."
And it started quite a thing in the school, didn't it? They all got guitars.
Yes.
Martin Taylor
Encouraged the wee ones to play the guitar. And I think Les Hannah's son went on to play the guitar, and there was a trainer got Martin Taylor's guitar, So,
He's got a guitar shop as well now.
What?
Oh, he works in the guitar shop.
Really? Is that what he went on to do?
Top of the Blair Road, yeah.
Oh, really? And he's in the guitar shop. Right. That's interesting, because that's, we're maybe sowing the seed there of what...
One other thing about the village hall, there was always a Christmas party for the children in the village. I think perhaps it still continues just now, I'm not quite sure about that. But they had a Santa would come, you know, but you had a party beforehand, and we were all encouraged to do something. So you played the piano, or you sang, or did a poem. You were encouraged to do something, and there were a lot of us performed at this Christmas party. And then there'd be games, you know, all the usual games, or the old-fashioned games in the village hall, weren't there? And then Santa came and we all got a present, and that was, we just looked forward to that so much. And I've actually got a picture, I'm sure it's around somewhere, of a group. There was a picture taken of all the village young people and children going down to Matt Davey. Well, he's a wee boy in it, he's about 3 in it. I was about 10, 11, and then there were some older ones like Ian McFadden, and that he was in it as well. The big, you know, we were all spaced out and everything, and we have got a big group photograph, and I tried to name everybody in that photograph, and I've got about 80% of
He didn't take bear slung joke.
What that's still good up here.
Have you seen?
What? Bear of what?
Caterpillars.
Oh, it's not
We just cut them up a tree out that, and the rubber on them.
Right.
And that leather out your shoe.
Tongue out your shoe.
The tongue out your shoe. Made it all each side.
With a local coach in the village called Ivy Wilson, I could never, my mother and I, our family had never had anything. And all the boys said they were in slums, boat slums. Ivy says, "Where's your slums, boy?" He says, "Don't have any, my mum can't afford any. You come round to my house tomorrow night." He says, "Oh, let's set slums for you." So I went round to his house, the mother and head guy, his house the next night. "Right, cry then, boy. See that light across the road there? They got a steel in it, we steel." He says, "Try and see if you can hit that light."
A ball beam.
And I didn't know it, I fired it. Well, I not only did I hit it, but I went up into it and short circuited the hail of the fence. He got me with the scruff of the neck and he pulled me in the house. "Right, now you shut your wee face and don't get down any of it." I've never seen the slums again. That was it.